Right, okay, I am back on YouTube. It has been too long. I know I've been live streaming, but yeah. So, Paul and Michael. It's so weird wearing this headset, mind. Yes, Paul's the one in the Sunderland shirt. For those who don't know, Michael's the one who is pretty much taking up half the screen there.
Yeah, I'll showcase it.
And, so, I've got, I'm actually going to begin this. I know we're going to be quick because Michael hasn't got long, but I'm actually going to begin this with probably the weirdest news that I ever heard all week. And it's not football related either. And I guarantee you're going to chuckle at this. How KFC running out of chicken? I mean, what on earth?
I'll tell you two things about that one actually. I was in Manchester seeing I've got family in Manchester, and I was seeing them over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my cousins who's 13, he loves KFC, absolutely loves it. And I think KFC, we found that KFC was shut on Friday night, and we thought it was to do with Chinese New Year for some reason. And then it turns out that there's half the stores have got no chicken. And then we talked to Pete, because you've seen Pete on here before. We've gone to away games. Last night we were talking about he loves KFC, and we were talking about the prospect of no chicken at KFC. Like, what the fuck? how does KFC not have any chicken?
That's like McDonald's running out of burgers. It's stupid, isn't it? You know?
Like Burger King running out of burgers.
Yeah.
Like it's just right.
Yeah. But so.
You know what got me last night, mate? Right?
What was that?
No. Pete asked one of the Scoot guys last night, "Where's KFC?" And I said to Pete, "Do you really actually want to go there and see if they've got chicken?"
Why don't you just go for chips? Oh, here, good. What can I have? I'll have a Kentucky Fried Kentucky bucket. Sorry, we don't have that. Right, I'll have a mini fillet. We can't do that either. Right, we've got popcorn chicken. Can't do that either. All right, we've got no chicken. What?
Oh, it was just balmy. Honestly,
that's Kentucky Fried Chips or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Kentucky Fried Chips.
This is already. I think how long have we gone without talking about football? This is more entertaining.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
More entertaining talking about KFC. Oh.
But I tell you what, it's been a weird week, hasn't it? But we'll go to football, and again, it's not going to be Sunderland related. But we've got to start off with the way the week started with Monday, Wigan Athletic.
Yeah, unlike Sunderland, actually showed some effort, I suppose.
I know.
I was coming back from Manchester and I didn't see the game, but I saw the results, and it was.
I tell you what, it was a phenomenal game.
Even though Man City were down to 10 men, like what a phenomenal result for Wigan.
Oh yes, and the one thing. This is the only thing I want to touch on this, and we'll go to Sunderland. But it's Pep Guardiola a few weeks ago came out and said referees need to protect the players. Yeah. Then one of his own players, this is the thing I can't get with Pep Guardiola, one of his own players makes a reckless tackle. I know there was controversy with the referee, but it's his prerogative to change his mind if he wants. And then Guardiola's going absolutely ape. You think, well, hold on, you said this a few weeks ago, that referees need to protect players. By sending Delph off, isn't he doing that?
Well, you'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Well, the bigger clubs tend to get a lot of decisions, so I can't stand Pep Guardiola as a personality. He's a class manager, but I can't as a person. I think he's such a man.
I'm just moving around my face because I just realised I'm blocking off your face. There we go. I'm above your head now. Oh.
Hello.
That'll do. But so we're gonna touch on last night, and disappointed with the result, but the performance was pretty good, I thought. Obviously you guys were there, so you might think different.
We played okay. It wasn't the best, obviously, but it certainly wasn't the worst performance we've had. We had at least 2 or 3 good chances to score. I'm kind of conflicted on the goal we conceded, because I felt, on the one hand, our defence should have been dealing with an in-swinging cross a lot better, and I don't know what on earth Camp was doing for it. But at the same time, see if you can elaborate on this. Referees in the Championship have been god awful.
Yeah.
See, Newcastle fans were very keen to make us aware of that, and they are right. To be fair, they are absolutely abysmal. I don't know how on earth they managed to, as professional refs, screw so many things up. But apparently, Billy Jones got penalised for a handball that was off the pitch, and then the ref contradicts himself a minute later by letting Bolton get away with a handball in the build-up to their goal going in.
Yeah, it was ludicrous. It was a handball. I've seen the replay. It definitely was a handball.
Yeah, so I don't get that. So why were we penalised for a handball that wasn't even in play, and yet they get away with a handball in the build-up to their goal? I'm not blaming the referee for the defeat by any means, but we should have still been dealing with that better. But when are we going to get that? when are we going to get any trend of luck?
Oh, probably none. Never, ever.
Maybe our luck was at Bristol City, and we thought that's the football gods thought that's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the season.
That was a smashing comeback, that though, wasn't it?
Those two chances he should have scored. Fletcher should have had that run in the first half when he was basically one-on-one with the keeper.
Yep.
Should have been putting that away. And there was a cross in the second half where Fletcher had a tame header, but if he headed it either side of the goalkeeper and on target, it was in.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I don't get. Oh man, I don't get how you can miss these chances.
I know.
Come on, seriously.
But it's the thing that's so frustrating. Why can't they play like that every week?
Because reasons.
Honestly, if we could play like that every week, I tell you what. Okay, we won't be top of the table, but we'd at least be mid-table now.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah, it's ludicrous.
They don't have a way of them getting nervous when they're at home.
That's because every time they go 1-0 down, they seem to think it's game over when, well, it's not. It's only 1-0. You could quite very easily. Don't get me wrong. It's a psychological problem they've got. It's a very it's in the head. Football's a mental game as it is physical. But I think what gets me is, you're right. If Sunderland players played like that every game, I think we'd be fine. I think we maybe nowhere near the bottom three is a stretch, but I think we certainly would be a bit clear of it. I think we would probably. For me, you look at the team. Going forward, we're not very good.
Yeah.
But I can't help but think the players we've got in the back, like for all I don't rate Billy Jones. He should be an experienced Premier League fullback. Likewise, Oviedo. Likewise, O'Shea is an experienced Premier League centre back who's won trophies with United. Whatever age he is, he should have enough to cope in the Championship. You got Clark Salter, who's not a mug, who's coming from Chelsea. Then again, you could argue he hasn't played. Maybe there's a reason for that. And then you got Kone, who 18 months ago was wanted by Everton for nearly 20 million. So why should that defence be letting in the amount of goals it is?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get that.
It's I know certain injuries haven't helped, but you mentioned about the likes of Kone, 20, 30 million, whatever the hell it was going to be, and then that's the thing I can't get. If he's worth that much, then why isn't he performing like he should be in that way? To a player of that value.
To me as well, Kone should be easily one of the best centre backs, if not the best centre back in the Championship.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
He's got the physical size and stature for it. There's no reason why he can't be physically commanding and imposing in the back as much as what he should be doing. It's not just him, but I agree. I don't see how's he gone from what he was like with Allardyce to what he's like now. I really struggle to get my head around that. Apparently, allegedly, he wants to play for Coleman. He wants to play now. Well done. Where was that last season, you dickhead?
Yeah, exactly. He was awful last season, wasn't he?
Sorry for my language, by the way, but yeah.
You're trying to show your passion. I know what you mean. It's fine. Don't worry.
Bolton actually wants to have ex-players now.
Yeah.
What was that?
Anichebe and Kirchhoff.
There's rumours that Bolton are trying to sign Victor Anichebe and Jan Kirchhoff.
Oh, okay.
Both of which, especially Anichebe, I think we should be going for, but we're not going to by the looks of it, so it doesn't really matter.
Yep. So, who is it we've got next?
Middlesbrough.
That's it. Middlesbrough on Saturday, because I haven't really had a chance to look at the fixture, so Middlesbrough. Yeah, that's an easy 3-pointer for them then, isn't it, really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say 3-0 Borough in the first half, and then Tony Pulis masterclass sit back, Sunderland won't hurt them, and then I'm just like, you're writing the script of the game before it's even happened.
Exactly. Because
ludicrous.
So it's Middlesbrough, then it's. I'm just trying to think, because I know obviously we've got Aston Villa next Tuesday, haven't we? Not Tuesday coming up, the one after.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
Yeah.
I know we've got Millwall, I think, in between the two matches.
That's it. Yes, it's Millwall. That's the one.
Borough next, then I think it's Millwall away, and then I believe after that it's Villa at home. So I think, I don't know. I mean, Millwall, I think out of the three of them is the best opportunity to get a win, even though the other two are at home. But that's probably the reason. Then, to be fair, that's probably the reason that's the best chance, because I don't see it. Playing up against Borough, I could potentially see us getting a point, because I think if we keep the game narrow and tight at 0-0, then I don't see any reason why we can't at least get something out of it, because I think Tony Pulis will more sit back than anything else. Yeah,
he's very defensive minded, isn't he? So
but if Borough go ahead, then that's it, because we find it very difficult for some reason to score against the Tony Pulis side. So
true. Even when he was manager of West Brom as well.
I know. Came up here, got a couple of successful 0-0 draws, and then actually no, we did score against him. We scored against him last season with Van Aanholt, I remember. Christ.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the highlight of your career, Patrick Van Aanholt scoring an equaliser against West Brom. Goodness. And then Villa, I don't see us getting anything out of. Not to mention you've got Graben up there, so there's a hat trick for Graben straight away.
Oh, don't be saying that. That's the one game that I'm actually going to.
I know. Oh, yeah. What treated Lewis Graben masterclass.
One of the reasons as well why obviously I've chose to go to that game, because I know I've said that personally I'd rather steer clear, but is because me and Paul were talking about it after Saturday's game against Brentford, wasn't it? Yeah. Brentford, yeah. The anger of the fans.
Yeah.
So obviously, I feel one of the reasons, obviously, I'm going to go there obviously for the football naturally, but also to experience how it's changed. How why people are getting angry. Because all I can do, because with me working, I hear it on the radio. I can see the highlights on my phone, but that's just highlights. That's not the full 90 minutes.
As far as I'm concerned, I think it's really hit home how the best way I can compare it is if you look at the game against Everton under Allardyce, where we beat them 3-0, and we sent Newcastle down, and it was, and by the way, for all their fans that saying they sent themselves down, mathematically we confirmed it. So, I'm just having a slight dig.
Can I just add that? Craigie, you'll back us up on this. What happened on your last live stream?
What do you mean?
That Newcastle supporter.
Oh God, yeah.
Pete was here yesterday before I met up with Michael, and I actually showed Pete those comments.
Oh, it was ridiculous, wasn't he? He really was. He was what I would like to call a stubborn, narrow-minded Geordie. Yeah, if you're
if he's watching, you confirmed your relegation, mate. You can't. Yeah, you can say that we're in the championship, whatever. We're not doing well. We didn't do well in the Premier League anyway.
Michael. Because I didn't know about the put, I actually put in the chat, who relegated you?
He didn't actually answer that though, did he? He didn't answer that. He skipped that question. Yeah.
I know. So I mean, he could laugh all he wants and say, "You win the championship, we're in the Prem." Yeah, I'm not blind, mate. I can see. But the second thing is, we literally sent ourselves down. We didn't try hard enough. You mathematically, we confirmed your relegation. So anyway, but the point I was making, and there's obviously some decent Newcastle fans out there, to be fair. But what I would say is, if you compare that game, it wasn't just that we sent Newcastle down. It was the fact that if we finally had a team that looked like we got it right. For me, it was a good side. A side we could very easily have signed in via permanently and built on. And then when Moyes came in, he chose not to do that. But it was the fact that you listen to that. Listen to the atmosphere at the Everton game at full time. Listen to when Defoe put us 3-2 up against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And compare that to what it's like now.
Well, I was there. I was there for that Chelsea game.
Tragic.
I remember that.
It's absolutely tragic. I don't think I've ever experienced. I mean, I haven't been in the football that long, so those who have been much longer can comment better than me. But from what I've experienced, I've never seen it like this. I've never seen it with such discontempt, with such annoyance,
Yeah.
with such just lack of passion anymore. Like, I think we've just been completely broken as a club now.
I mean, the one thing I do have to say, and it's not me, this isn't me slating or slagging off Sunderland fans, but just how they're directing their anger at Martin Bain, when it's actually, in truth, it really is not his fault.
Yeah, I'm in two minds about that one. I think that with Bain, sorry, Paul, I'm doing all the talking. Oh, yeah, just realised.
That's alright.
Hi, Paul, you still there?
Yeah, he's still here. He's just gone out of frame a couple of times. I think with Martin Bain, I understand fans' annoyance towards him but ultimately, fans do have to realise that Martin Bain was brought in purely to make Sunderland a financially stable and sellable asset. That's all he was brought in to do.
Which he has actually done.
People. I think there was a report the other day. That I can't remember who it was. But I think the report was that Sunderland's debt was at £260 million when I think it was last year or the year before, and Martin Baines managed to bring that down to 100 million.
Yeah, as well as balance the wage bill.
Yeah, and obviously that's a factor. The 100 million the money we would have got from last season, the parachute payments. When we get those straight away, that's going to go towards the debt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that that's what we're doing. That's why we're not spending any money. But at the same time, I do think 5 to 10 million could have been put aside to get a couple of players that would help us shoot up the table in the Championship.
Yeah.
I was just looking at something. I was looking at something exactly going on here. So I did my own YouTube video, and before then, I looked at how much Huddersfield had spent last year when they went up, and I put that on Twitter. And a Huddersfield fan commented saying they spent 4.5 million, and obviously loaned in a few players, but they barely spent any money, and they got promoted, and they finished 19th the year before. So that's like, well, why can't we do that?
Yeah.
I for the life of me, I don't get that. So, yeah. I mean, as far as Bain goes, in general, though, I think Bain is doing what he was brought in to do, and I think ultimately, if you want to vent your anger at anyone, it's the person at the top you should be aiming it at.
Ellis Short, without a doubt. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I've signed there was a petition, basically to get rid of Ellis Short.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've signed it. I've done that. I've signed up to that.
Yeah, I haven't yet because I've been too lazy to log into the account, but I need to probably get myself going for that.
I think
I just had one thing on the petition.
What?
The thing that annoys me, and anyone who's watching, I hate this attitude of there's no point in signing the petition because it won't achieve anything. I understand to a point that we're not going. Ellis Short's not going to sell the club purely off a fan petition.
Oh yeah.
I understand that, but at the same time, I think what it does is that it could make the national media more aware of Sunderland's plight. I mean, not directly, obviously we need to do a few other things, but we can at least make people aware of our plight, and I'm pretty sure there's not one Sunderland fan out there that's happy with the current situation. I think pretty much every one of us is probably of the opinion that we should be doing a lot better. And I personally don't just mean on the pitch. I think we should be higher than we are, but I also think as a club we should be much better run than this. We shouldn't be of what's going on at the moment. I think certainly the people who say that petitioning won't do anything, protesting won't do anything, are you happy to just sit on your backside and take it then?
Yeah, exactly, but
I'm not.
It's basically, it's the fans' way of venting the anger, and I'm all for it. If there's protests or anything, I'd definitely be all for it.
I think there has to be a point to it. There has to be like an organisation about it. It can't just be going, we want Short out, going outside the stadium all the time. But sorry, I look like an idiot. But the point is that there has to be a point in organisation structure to it. But you have to. But I think fans have been too patient. Personally, I think we've put up with mediocrity and crap for
so long,
6 years now, and it's not enough. It's not good enough anymore.
What year did Ellis Short take over?
2008 or 2009, I think. Can't remember exactly what year. Paul's a research type.
Research that actually.
Paul's our research guy. He's going to look at it up. I think it was around about that time. So he's been there pretty much a decade, I think. If not, then just under.
How's this for the ideal protest? When it gets to a certain minute, whatever year he took over, on that minute in a game, every fan stands up and they turn their back away to the pitch. I think that could be a good idea.
It could work. I think it would depend on how that would impact the players, but the players get impacted anyway at the minute, so I don't know what difference it makes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I can sympathise on one level with Shaw to a degree, because he apparently does write £3 million checks every month to keep the club afloat.
Yeah.
And he has put a lot of his own money into making sure, covering losses. So on the one hand, he could very easily have just said, I'm out, enough of this, I'm off. He could easily have done that, and he hasn't. But at the same time, it's his severe lack of football knowledge that's got us into this mess in the first place.
Exactly.
It's appointing people like DeFanti, who should never have got the job. DeCanio should never have got the job. Congleton, iffy. Advocat, iffy.
Yeah.
Moyes ended up being a disaster. Grayson, not good enough. Bain, people would argue, is a disaster at the moment. So, I don't think he has been, but I think that people would argue that. So it stems from him. It stems from the mistakes that he's made and the lack of football knowledge that got us into this mess. Surely, when you buy a football club, you should at least be at least somewhat knowledgeable about football, or if not, get someone in who is knowledgeable about football who will get you to make the right decisions so that these don't get made.
Exactly.
And look at what happened. And it's the same thing since Niall Quinn left. We haven't had any connection between the board and the fans. And I'm saying stuff that everyone else has said already, but there's no connection. There's a discontent there. There's no communication. There's no bridge between them. Niall Quinn was that bridge, and now there's none left.
George took over Sunderland in May 2009.
2009.
Okay, so nearly 90%.
Yeah, because he sacked Steve Bruce.
Well, no, yeah, that was a couple of years later. But, he did sack Steve Bruce, didn't he?
He sacked Bruce 2011.
Yeah, it was like November 2011. It was after a defeat at Wigan.
The irony.
How funny is that, by the way? James Vaughan goes to Wigan, and he's probably going to be playing in a higher league than us next year.
Yep.
That's ultimate banter, that.
So, the other thing as well, as to why it's been so poorly run, and this is probably the biggest gripe I have with the lot. It's not the amount of crap that we signed, not selling players on for a profit. Also, I'll rephrase that: not selling enough players on for a profit.
Yeah. Yeah, but isn't it something like, did Mount Bain, and I know this was like last season, so obviously since then things have obviously been a bit different, but he mentioned something, I think was it 3 players out of 49 or something have been sold for a profit.
It's ridiculous.
Technically it was Jordan Pickford, because we didn't pay any money for him. We made a massive profit on Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, that's true. But again, that would have gone straight into running the club.
The three players I can think of, I think the players we sold for profit, I think is Henderson, Pickford, Darren Bent. Beyond that, I'm struggling. Patrick Van Aanholt actually we sold for a profit, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sebastian Quarters, albeit it was a small profit, it was a profit nonetheless. So we have somewhat improved at that, but this is kind of, I mean, you look at the Didier and Dong thing, for instance, we paid 13.6 million or something, whatever it was, and now I think we've settled for Watford getting him on loan when he's probably not going to play, and then we're probably not going to get 10 million for him.
Yep.
Like, well, I thought the whole point of this new thing was to not make losses on players. Now, don't get me wrong, not worth anywhere near 13-14 million, but in today's day and market, when you've got players going for astronomically stupid amounts of money,
telling me.
I think in the transfer market we're too much of a pushover.
Yeah.
We just seem to accept the first deal that comes our way and just think, oh, you've got a bit of money, oh, that's all right, we'll take that. It's like, I understand to the point we are in debt and people will look to lose that as an advantage. Well, you're in a position where you need money, we want this player. But at the same time, for me, the opposite applies. That's all the more reason to push for more money.
Exactly. Yeah.
That for me, I mean, I'm probably in the minority on that. Most people probably feel differently. I understand where they're coming from. That people will take our desperation to their advantage. But if they really want our player, at the end of the day, the player that they want is still a Sunderland player. We still hold the cards on how much we should be able to get. And because there's not much money, we should be able to drive the price up as high as possible.
Exactly, yeah.
One place we got London, because it was then done. The first time that came in, London thought that wasn't good for the club.
That was the one where I think they pay 8 million or something if he plays 75% of games or whatever it was. And and I do like the fact that he rejected it flat out straight away because that doesn't benefit us. So.
See,
and then we ended up letting him on loan anyway. So.
there is one other thing as well. The other thing that actually hasn't helped with the club, this whole the whole huge legal battle with this Ricky Alvarez crap. Do you remember that?
Well, they have to pay it, don't they?
Yeah.
But verdict's been said that we have to pay for it for a play that's not even ours. So,
I know.
no.
I don't know if we've actually paid for that yet.
I mean, legally, if that was agreed, then I suppose we do have to pay for it. But at the same time, I'm probably the only person that feels this way. I feel like if we have to pay 10 million for the player, we should have the player.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now he's with the club. He signed a contract with the club. He was a free agent, so I suppose that's fair enough. But I just feel like, well, why? Well, it was Congleton technically, because at that point Congleton was director of football.
I was point on site.
I think he probably had an influence over it, but ultimately Congleton was the one who brought it in. But who agreed that? Who agreed that clause? We had to pay like 10 million in case in the event we stayed up.
I know. And he barely played that season as well.
I know. There were a couple of times he played all right actually, but in general he was just average. Like, and I'm just thinking it's these type of deals that have got us into this financial mess in the first place.
Exactly. So I'm gonna end it on this. So who I know obviously Paul is. I am. My brother is. Are you going to the Aston Villa game, Michael?
Yes, I will be.
I'm
usually at work, but that week I've got off, so yeah, I will be going to the Villa game.
Well, literally, I'm normally at work on the Tuesday evening, but luckily, because the holidays I had left, it's ideal.
Yeah, it was the same for me actually.
So yeah, because I've got to take them. If not, I'll lose them.
Get to watch Lewis Grabban, Billy Jones, and John O'Shea in your arsehole instead.
Yeah,
absolutely
I'm
brilliant.
dreading that if Grabban scores against us.
He will. It's in the script.
Of course it is. Like. Yeah. There's someone now at the EFL headquarters. They're typing the script up right now. Okay, yeah. Pass to Grabban. Score a goal.
Like, right, okay. Go 1-0 up again. Like, imagine in the dressing room beforehand. Like, so Steve, so Lewis, how do we beat Sunderland? Just go 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Anything else? No, that's it.
Lee Crabgans, Lewis Grabban's a Sunderland player. I'll let him pass the goal. Go on, Grabban. You can score.
That's what a defence does anyway, though. They just basically look at the players and just go like, "No, we don't want the points. You just go past us like we're not here and just go and score."
Yeah, you have them. We don't need them.
Do you think every single one of the players? Imagine they put a bet on with the bookies or something. But hang on, bear with me. This is just for a laugh, guys. It's completely ludicrous. But imagine like the guys beforehand, like, right, guys, we're not allowed to bet on football, right? But I'll tell you, we'll put a bet on for us to get relegated. So this is why we're losing every game. So okay, we'll put a bet on for Borough to win by 3 or more goals on Saturday. So don't turn up defensively.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory. There you go. That's why.
There's the hashtag.
You gotta laugh, mind you.
There's the hashtag.
Don't laugh, you cry.
The Sunderland conspiracy.
Yeah, I was saying if you don't laugh, you cry. So I'm just trying to make it.
So yeah, well, I will have to end it there because I'm going to get some food now because I'm absolutely starving. I've had no breakfast or anything, and it's 1:45.
Alright, well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for coming on.
No, that's fine.
But,
just have a bit of a laugh, but however long.
And then obviously nearer the time, I'll message Paul. What is he doing with that bottle of water? I'm just wondering what you're doing with that bottle of water. It's like he's stroking his lip with it, you know.
I know. You're just like popping in and out, like, "Hey guys, I'm still here."
I'm just thinking what the result will be on Saturday. That's why I'm like.
Fine, I'll end it on that then.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll tell you what. I'll end it on that. Comfortable 2-0 or 3-0 Borough. There you go.
Yep. There you go. Prediction already.
No, they see it as a derby. Game for them, but we don't give a shit about Borough.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. But I've just tossed in 4-0, but
I know. Well, Borough fans see it as a derby. I don't. So.
Right, so everyone watching on YouTube, the video's going to end now. Leave your comments below down there. Not on Michael's head, but below that, yeah. And yeah, don't go writing on his head, for God's sake, don't. All right, it's assault, or it could be pepper.
See you guys.
Right, okay. So we'll see you all later, guys.